Shalimar has been reinvented more times than almost any fragrance in history. From the legendary original to gourmand tributes like Ode de Vanilla to modern imaginings like Philtre de Parfum and the Millessime Edtions. We have Vanillle Planifloria, we have Tonka, we have Iris, and we have Jasmine. Now in 2025, just recently, Guerlain has launched Shalimar L'Essence. Today I'm comparing all of them. Stays truest to the legend, which feels most modern, and where does L'Essence fit into the whole Shalimar story, and which one is my favorite? Let's find out. Welcome back, everyone. As I said in the intro, Shalimar has been reinvented countless times. I thought today we could examine whether the new L'Essence actually stands apart. So, this is the new bottle. It has the design Shalimar on the front, a different design than the traditional Shalimar's modern take. And this is the 190 milliliter version, which is more expensive, but per ounce, actually a better deal. So let's start with the original Shalimar. What is the original Shalimar? Foundation of the original Shalimar is citrus floral. Floral's made up of iris, jasmine, and rose, although iris and jasmine are the main keynotes. Vanilla and some leather and incense that's mixed in there. It is a voluptuous oriental fragrance, and it's timeless. It's iconic. Some may consider it to be also from a different time and no longer relevant. I don't see it that way. I've been wearing Shalimar for a very long time. I absolutely love the fragrance. I actually don't seem to have a bottle of it right now, which is odd because I had a bottle, like an old bottle, but I can't seem to find it. So I don't know if I put it away to keep it, you want to keep your fragrances away from air and light. So I might have put it in a cabinet, like a closed cabinet. No, I have to find it. The point is, if you have a very old bottle of Shalimar, let me know, I'll buy it from you. It's a classic signature year-round fragrance. The main notes, really, the iris, the jasmine, the vanilla, and that tonka leather incense kind of, how you blend those together. It's a very balanced fragrance between all of those things. No one note predominantly takes over the fragrance. The most gourmand reinterpretation, at least that I have, is the Ode, I'm gonna do my best to pronounce this correctly, Ode de Vanilla sur la route du Mexique. That's terrible. I know that. This one is Mexican vanilla, caramel, chocolate, incense, and tonka. The interesting thing about this one is that if you don't know, the vanilla bean comes from a plant that is from the orchid family. And some have said, through my reading, this is my understanding, that maybe the birthplace of the vanilla bean was Mexico. But the predominant producers of vanilla are Madagascar, Indonesia, then China, then Mexico. Now, I know in recent years Mexico has worked to try to increase their production of Mexican vanilla, and it does have a different scent profile. It's still vanilla, but I think it's a little bit sweeter. It's a beautiful, beautiful note. And if you can find it in different fragrances, it absolutely is worth finding. This particular fragrance is worth finding. It's a powdery gourmand, definitely gourmand. It's resinous, it's soft. It's less, I guess, exotic than the original, and it's an approachable gourmand. It reminds me actually a little bit of Angel, the original Angel, because of the chocolate note. It's really good. It's definitely worth, if you like Angel, it's worth tracking that down. If you like Angel and Shalimar, track that down. You will not be disappointed. And if you don't like it, I will buy it from you because it's hard to find. The next is Philtre de Parfum, and this one actually was a gift from a friend of mine. It has a opening note of lemon, lavender, and bergamot, which is really refreshing. It's a different take, of course, on the fragrance, and I really like this for warmer weather. It has a lighter, airier, spritzier kind of feel. It has the iris, jasmine, rose, vanilla, patchouli, all those things, but it has that lemon, bergamot, lavender opening that does stay with you, and of course will be more prominent or less prominent depending on your skin chemistry. And it's versatile. It's got an all-season wear, again, especially for warmer weather. The original Shalimar, some may feel, is a little too heavy. The Ode de Vanilla, I think that one is easy to wear all year round, but I do wear it more in the fall and the winter because I think it's a gourmand, it's a heavier gourmand. Now, The Millessime collection. The Millessime collection was Tonka, Iris, Jasmine, and Vanilla. I have Tonka, Iris, and Jasmine. Vanilla came out in 2021 when we were all going through, the COVID stuff, and I don't own it. I have something else that I'll talk about in a second that I think may be close, but it's not the Vanilla Millessime, so, I could be completely off. But the Tonka is a very opulent, very lush, very regal kind of fragrance. Of course, the focus is on the tonka bean in the formula, and it's almost like you would wear that for like an evening event. Like it's a opulent, more rich scent. Because of the tonka, it's like deeper, it's heavier. I definitely feel like that one is either evening or cooler weather. I don't wear that one generally in the summer months. I would wear it in the spring, but not the summer. The Iris is very light. It's very sweet, powdered, romantic. It does have a little bit of a leather animalic nuance to it, like very slight one, which is in the original, but it's just there in the background, so it doesn't make it too powdery. It's not baby powder, it's not just Iris. It does have those other notes that balance it out, and it's really quite beautiful. I mean, it's a stunning fragrance, but it's for somebody who likes the more powdery note, the softer note. And then the Jasmine is definitely more fresh, floral, modern. I get more spring, summer kind of scent with that one. And it's more like a lot of the fragrances you get nowadays in like a Sephora, where you have a lot of fragrances by Guerlain or Dior or Chanel, or I'm just, at that mid-level price range, that are really nice, but they tend to be a mixture of jasmine, vanilla, and then, a couple of other scents. We get a lot of that in the last 5 years. It's been very, very popular. So that's the kind of thing, it smells more like those. I'm not saying it is like those. It still has the Shalimar DNA, but it's not as unique, in my opinion, as the others. Now the vanilla. The vanilla, I was told, is obviously a vanilla-focused, syrupy, heavy, a little bit heavier, plush, cozy, refined. There's less leather and smoke in it, and it's more about the vanilla. I don't have it, as I said. If you see it anywhere, I definitely want to buy it, so just let me know. But what I do have is the Extrait 21 of Vanillle Planifloria from Guerlain. Now, Guerlain has an entire line of extraits that basically focus on, particular notes. There's a tonka, there's a vanilla, I think there's a jasmine. I forgot the different ones, but they are very expensive. Very. I think this is like, I'm going to say the wrong number, but it's like $600. Okay, it's very expensive for the size. I'll make sure the right price is down below. But it's a gorgeous fragrance. It is a rich, gourmand vanilla. And when I first tried it, I was in Harrods it was in December. It was a couple years ago. And I tried it and I was like, oh, it's not, it's nice, but it's just a vanilla. And then by the end of the day, I was like, what? Why do I smell so good? I realized that it was that from, literally 12 hours before. Like it just, well, because it's an Extrait, it stays with you. It has much stronger scent. And so the longevity of it is amazing. And it really just, on me anyway, it's just a stunningly beautiful fragrance. It brings out all the warmth and coziness and refined indulgence of the fragrance, and beautiful. Now, I don't use it very often because of how expensive it is. And I never wear this in the spring and summer, ever. It's always the winter for me when I wear this, because it is a heavier fragrance. Now to the new one. This is also vanilla led. It has an amber and musk heart to it. It is soft. It has a floral musk. It's vanilla rich, but it's modern. It's less gourmand, and it's very daily wear friendly. It's a really rich, deep vanilla, and it's Madagascan instead of Mexican. It has this rose and iris, though, that softens the core of it, And then the musks add a modern kind of skin-like a skin musk type of trail to it. I think that's what makes it a little bit more modern. And then at the base, you do have this amber, creamy, very subtle, I mean very subtle leather. It's just tiny, 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 tiny bit of it. And I think it is a beautiful rendition of Shalimar. I think it is easier to wear. I think it is less intense than the original. And I think it's an excellent addition to the Shalimar family. Whether or not it's a replacement for the Vanilla Millessime, I doubt it. I know Guerlain, they made it different, so there's a difference. I think, at least the way it's been described to me, the Vanilla Millessime is more gourmand, more syrupy than this. This is a more modern take on it. So I think if you are wondering if you have that one, do you need this one? Need is a, tricky question. But I would say the likelihood is that they are different, and it's worth getting this one if you have the Millessime Vanilla. Now this is a Delphine Gel creation. It was created as a 100-year anniversary of Shalimar, believe it or not, 100 years. And I would say it's less gourmand than the Vanillle Planifloria. It's more versatile than, say, like the Philtre, which is more, light and airy. I think this is a modern day Shalimar. I love what they did with it. My favorite in the collection, if I rule out the Vanillle Planifloria because it's not Shalimar, I have to say it's very close between the Tonka and the Ode de Vanilla, because the difference between these two, this one is more chocolatey, angel, gourmand, and this is more opulent, tonka bean rich. But those are the types of scents I like. I like a heavier fragrance, except in the spring and the summer. But I don't really like the spring and the summer anyway. So for fall, winter, I love these. Again, if we're taking out the Vanillle Planifloria. Then I would say it's the new one. It's the new L'Essence, because it's more of that vanilla. It's not gourmand, but it's more of that vanilla, a little teeny bit of iris and rose. But there's that amber, that vanilla amber that I really like. I love an amber scent. And then it gets incredibly hard for the last three because I love them all, and so I don't want to put anyone in last place. It's so difficult. Okay, so I'd say the iris, the Millessime iris, because I love a good powdery iris scent, and that one is very beautiful and very hard to find. Then the Philtre, which again is very hard to find, because I love the lemon lavender. I love the lavender note in there. I love a lavender fragrance. If you don't like lavender, you probably won't like that one. Even though it's the top note, the lemon, the lavender, and the bergamot, on me it does stay. You do still smell the lavender, which I really like. The lemon goes pretty quickly, but the lavender does stay on me. And then I'd say the jasmine is the least favorite, only because I think it's less Shalimar. You get more of that jasmine that does smell like I said, like a lot of fragrances that you can pick up. It still has the Shalimar DNA, but now where would I put the original Shalimar? That's interesting because I don't seem to have it. Like I said at the beginning, I don't know where it is. But if I remember correctly, and this is going to be difficult because I'm trying to do it from, recollection, and when you recollect fragrances, scents especially, it has a lot to do with your memories. Like you attach a memory to it. And so for me, nothing will beat the original scent because it has so many memories for me, because I was not allowed to wear perfumes when I was growing up. One of the reasons I think I have such a collection problem is that I had a lot of allergies. I have an immune condition that I was born with, and I got sick a lot, and I have a lot of allergies and migraines, and so the doctors were like, no perfumes. No, I wasn't allowed curtains because you'd get dust on the car. I wasn't allowed rugs, no perfumes. So the first perfume that I got was Shalimar, and I was in college, my freshman year of college. And I bought Shalimar because I had smelled Shalimar years before on my aunt, who also wore Joy, the perfume Joy. And so for me, there's nothing that's going to beat that, because every time I smell it, I have positive memories and like a youthful kind of exploration of fragrance and excitement about having it. So I can't say that anything will beat it. I will put it as my number one, but everything else is ranked the way I ranked it. If I include the Vanillle Planifloria, however, this one is the number one. This fragrance is so beautiful if you love a true vanilla. And again, it is a very, very plush, deep vanilla. Like it's, you know, it's the true, that's all it's vanilla. It's Vanillle Planifloria, vanilla bean from the plant. So you have to love that scent. But if you do, then, you know, it's worth picking up. But it's, like I said, it is incredibly expensive. I will probably buy the Tonka version of that at some point because it's extremely good as well. But, you know, again, I have so many fragrances that I just don't think it's not something that I need to rush out and do. I hope they keep them for a while. So I would love your thoughts. I'd love to hear which Shalimar you love most. You can drop that in the comments below. Did you pick up the new one? Do you plan to? And just as a side note, I do hear there are going to be special bottles, including this new fragrance, coming out for the holidays. The special bottles are special. Now, Guerlain has had these types of unique special bottles in the past, and they still have them on the site with lots of different fragrances in them. I have a few with like Imagine in them, and I forget the other one that I have with like the dragon on it, the year of the dragon, the year of the, you know, that type of thing. I don't know what these bottles are going to look like, and I don't know the price point, but I will say this. The price point can range quite a bit, from like $1,000 a bottle, which is quite a bit of money, but the bottle itself is a work of art, to tens of thousands of dollars. So once I have a better idea of what we're talking about, I will let you know. But I do, if it's closer to that $1,000 mark, I do plan on trying to pick up a special bottle because I like the fragrance that much. And Shalimar is a fragrance that is dear to me. And so it would be something that I would definitely wear. So with all that, guys, make sure to go down, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you have any questions or comments, please put them in the comments below. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate it. And I hope to see you in another video really soon.